and well done. Well done for having the good sense, the good taste, and the good timing to be here when I, Des O'Connor, take to the stage. Not, as you may have realised, the Des O'Connor, but a Des O'Connor, part of a highly trained team of Des O'Connors, employed to ensure that good-looking people like you have access to high-quality light entertainment 7 nights a week. And tonight is your lucky night! Oh, I think maybe even a loo would have been nice. But my goodness, backstage, what excitement! Yes, ladies applying lip gloss to parts of the body you can only read about in a Latin dictionary. I didn't know where to look. Well, I did, but I didn't. So, ladies and gentlemen, the long and short of it is I am here to entertain you, but in order to entertain you, I must unleash the tool of my trade. But you're peaking a little too early, as your friends will tell you tomorrow morning. Who said ah? In a condescending way. Yes, there is a theory that guitars are phallic symbols and guitarists masturbate for a living. I'm afraid this is the best I can offer, but ladies, do please note, you can get 4 fingers on the fretboard, and frankly, any more would be a waste. We'll get there eventually. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first question people always ask me when I tell them I play the ukulele is... Yes, increasingly so, sadly. No, the first question people tend to ask is, do you know any George Formby? To which I always like to say, fuck off! However, it did sort of get me to thinking, what would George Formby make of this crazy world in which we live today? And so therefore, ladies and gentlemen, of the, what are we called? The Googleberry, the Poogleberry, the Juggleberry, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen of the Juggleberry Club, I would therefore like to present for you this evening my tribute to the late and the great George Formby. Turn out nice again tonight. You probably heard I can't work as a window cleaner anymore. Not now that I got the Asbro for sexual harassment. But I've had a few odd jobs since, and I've taken inspiration from a little Dutch boy who, in the face of adversity, saved the day by committing an unnatural act. And I'd like to sing to you about him now. The inspiration for this song's a story you might like, about a little boy who stuck his finger in a dike. Though the hole was cold and wet, he held on tight, 'cause don't forget that every blinking little hole's a goal. What? Every hole's a goal, my friend, every hole's a goal. That little lad's a legend, now I'd like to fill his role. There's very few that I have missed. I use my finger or my fist, I can't resist, 'cause every hole's a goal. Well, the other day when on my way to Bridlington I found a lovely lass whose bicycle was lying on the ground. "I'm punching it," the lady cried, "now I'll not get me daily ride." I said, "Hold tight, 'cause every hole's a goal." Every hole's a goal, my friend, every hole's a goal. A drop of oil, a little pump, I'll get your wheels to roll. Well, I've not got me puncture kit, I got a bit of rubber in it, might just fit, 'cause every little hole's a goal. Last week I saw a sailor who I thought was in distress. His little boat had sprung a leak and he was in a mess. I jumped aboard courageously, the boat went down, and so did he. I said, "Hold tight, 'cause every hole's a goal." Every hole's a goal, my friend, every hole's a goal. When you work with seamen, you can quickly lose control. But I've got patience, I've got skill, never seen a hole I would not fill, 'cause every blinking little hole's a goal. That was then, but now I'm old, and I live on my own. I spent too much time filling holes, and now I'm all alone. Now I'm all alone. Thank you. The work's dried up, and that is that. But still, at least I've got the cat in every blinking little hole's a goal. Every hole's a goal, my friend, every hole's a goal. I'm like a little ferret or a rabbit or a mole. These days I know I can't be fussy. I fill holes or I stroke pussy. Every blinking little hole's a goal. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, you're too kind. Slightly patronising. When I was a little boy, I used to wonder, what will I be when I grow up? Will I be an artist or an architect? Perhaps I will come to work in the pharmaceutical industry. It was on... Excuse me, it's been a long flight. It was on a trip to Amsterdam at the age of 13 that I first discovered my true calling in life. I gazed upon the beautiful ladies as I strolled through the red light district, as they pressed their flesh against the seductively smeared window panes. And then I saw them, gathered from every corner of the world, in a wide inviting doorway, bathed in a bright white neon light in the shape of the word Peep Show. There they stood, these fine figures of men, bearing the tools of their trade in their hot, sweaty hands, long and smooth. With bulbous heads that smelled vaguely of swimming pools and appeared to be gaily festooned with what looked like egg white. It was then, ladies and gentlemen, that I saw my future as clearly as I see you here before me now today. I knew one day I would return to that peep show, for now I knew what I longed to be. Jizz mopper, leaning on his mop, a picture of entrepreneurial flair. When gentlemen issue without any tissue, they need for nothing, the jizz mopper's there. There's always a gap in the market that's waiting for people who hear opportunity knock. 2 fingers to those who would say it's degrading to wipe up the stuff that comes out of my jizz mopper, how I look up to you, though I know many won't look in your eye. I smile as I'm leaving, although I've a feeling there's semen all over the front of my fly. Jizz mopper, goodbye. Thank you! Well, yes. I do apologize, I'm not sure what came over me. I've not been feeling myself lately. It can get rather hard at times. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last song in my little segment this evening. I hope you've had fun. Yes, don't ever express it too loudly. I think I just get an overinflated idea of my own self-worth. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to finish now with a little song. I've looked around the room and I've noticed that actually we're blessed with a very beautiful audience this evening. The gene pool is rich in Brighton tonight, which is not a phrase you hear uttered very often. And so, therefore, I would like to dedicate this song to anyone who's ever said ouch in the name of looking beautiful. She's got a look that'd capture your attention for every crazy reason you could ever think to mention. If it dangles, it's been pierced, and if it's pierced, then it's been stretched. She's a little metal hedgehog in a dress. She's been plucked, waxed, treated with a laser. Epilation doesn't seem to hurt her or to phase her, though the hair may disappear and then it reappears again. The problems underneath her remain. She's got a lovely pair of eyes beneath the makeup. The makeup's always in the way. And she's got perfect skin, but it's hidden in foundation every waking minute of the day. And now the prizes that she idolizes never see fruition, although her body's modified beyond all recognition. Pretty little Miss Dysmorphia, you're gonna have to learn to love yourself. She's got a tan that'd last her through the winter. She spends an hour a day upon the sunbed just to tint her, and although the melanoma may be roaming everywhere, she doesn't really seem to care. Fake tan, fake nails, fake lashes and tits, a crazy human jigsaw made of little plastic bits. And if the bits had made her happy, it would all have been worthwhile. She's also got a plastic smile, and she can't bear to stare upon her own reflection unless there's something new to see. But I'm not the way to say her perception of perfection borders on bewildering to me. And now the collagen injections didn't really work out. She's got a face full of dimples and a mouth like a trout. Pretty little Miss Dysmorphia, you're gonna have to learn to love yourself. She has tried every diet in the book. Her weight has fluctuated every time you stop and look. And now no matter what the weighing scales are saying, it's a save. She always gives herself the blame. She's been pricked and prodded and nipped and tucked, but the people she is trying to impress don't give a monkey's. But what is there to love of her that's going to enjoy, or even that was there before? And if it weren't so sad, the somewhere else it might be funny, the million different faces she's known. Though this disfigurement has cost a lot of money, interest in her investment hasn't grown. She believes that Jesus made her, but he made a few mistakes. And that's the reason for the never-ending changes she makes. Pretty little Miss Dysmorphia, you're gonna have to learn to love yourself. Yes, you are. You have to learn to love yourself. One more time. You'll have to learn to love yourself.